instances of paranormal phenomena have been reported in this desolate place. Events that may reflect the area's tragic past.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Ninjas Podcast, where we talk all things paranormal. I'm Ken James, and this is Jason McKittrick.
Hey, folks.
And if we're gonna haunt hell, we're dwelling in the dark, we want to talk about it. And tonight, it's gonna head over to Missouri. For Momo. Momo, the Missouri monster.
Yeah, not to be confused with that other Momo, that like internet monster.
Yeah, not the
the
thing
girl
like,
with the mask or whatever the fuck
the
that
smiley
was.
face thing, or whatever. Yeah,
not that one.
Yeah, not that one.
This one's from the good old US of A.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Bigfoot variant.
Exactly. Yeah, and not as
Steals
well
dogs.
kept. Yeah, but he's not as well kept. It looks like it doesn't look like Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like he has like a fade, a little bit compared.
This guy. This is like it's like Bigfoot's, I don't know, like Midwest cousin. He gets after it.
He's a drinking buddy that's at the bar whenever Bigfoot gets there, and he's there after Bigfoot leaves. So
okay, he's one of those guys.
Yes, but all right, guys. But before we get into Momo, I will be bringing you tonight's jump scare. All right, so tonight our jump scare comes to us from Al from Utah. Al writes, so I live with my stepmom, dad, little sister, and brother. All right, so that's three siblings and two. Okay, that's similar situation to what I grew up in. There always been weird, unexplained noises, shadows, and the feelings of being watched here. But this takes the cake. It all started with just some random noises and a weird sounds, and progressively got worse. The first signs were shadows that you catch with the side of your eye and no one being there. So yeah, the peripheral ones,
Yep.
You know that old chestnut.
Oh yeah.
Then weirder things like hearing something climb up my bunk bed ladder and my bed bouncing like someone hopped in. Gross.
Oof.
Yeah. But
I don't
today,
like the ladder detail because we had that.
Yeah. We removed ours just in case. You had to climb up the actual like structure to get there.
We were getting crazy and we went through ours, so that's why we didn't have any. Some WWF shit.
All right, but today when I got off work, there was only my little brother's truck at home. We have a loud stereo in our room, and we jam out loud when no one's home. Rock on. Anyway, he was the only one there, so I thought. So I get off work, see his truck, and think, oh, I guess he's home. But he wasn't. When I got close to the house, I could hear the stereo real loud, but couldn't make out the song. When I touched the door to open it, I could feel the door rattling from the base. As soon as I unlocked the door and opened it, it was dead silent, and our room door was open. So I'm scared as fuck at this point. I slowly walk to our room and am standing in the doorway. There was no one in there, and I laugh and say, bro, this isn't funny, where are you? There's only one quote on the one side of it. They didn't close the quotes. There was no one answering, just silence. Yeah, come on, man, you gotta close the quote out. Then I went to sleep in my room, and right when my foot picked up my door slammed, the shit, dude, excuse me, this grammar. Foot picked up my door, slammed the shit out of me, pushed me into my room and on the floor. I get up real fast, open the door, and no one was there. I looked everywhere in the house, and there was no human in there. So I called my brother and asked, where the F are you hiding? He says, double quotes, what are you talking about? I'm at church. I rode with mom. Rode, spelled like Road Mikes. I said, okay, I'll be there. Mind you, I hate church, no offense. I'm still thinking when I get there, he's still going to be at home hiding. But nope, when I got there, I found him, and he could tell I was scared, and he said, what happened? I've never seen you like this. I told him, and he got white as a ghost, pun intended. He said, last night I heard a sound while you were sleeping. I went to check it out and saw a little girl in the living room watching TV, and it was just Fuzz, so the poltergeist.
Right.
When she saw me, she smiled real creepy and ran into the wall and disappeared. So Amityville Horror, the remake. So now I have no idea what to do, and everyone in the house knows it's haunted, but it's a big house and it got it for cheap, so we can't move. Anyway, that's my story of today. I know it was a long one, but I hope I entertain you because it scares the shit out of me. Al. All right.
Oh, it's getting crazy in Utah, huh?
Yeah, Utah. Yeah, whew.
Well, classic stuff there.
I hate to, bag on grammar, the writing, because, I sometimes my dyslexia will just punch me in the dick, and I, end up sounding like I'm from Utah sometimes. And I'm just kidding, Utah. Give me two. Thanks, Al.
Thanks, Al. Hey, wild shit happens sometimes, but
I'm like confused about the timeline here because he's like little brother trucks.
I think
like,
Al's
stuff.
confused about the times.
Yeah, because he's like, do they still have bunk beds? He's driving at church. His truck's there.
I think there was I think that was like stream of consciousness, kind of like, here's all the shit that happened to me. That was the Smurl haunting in like 10 seconds.
Dude, we got to get some of the Warrens people over there. Maybe we'll send Matt Rife to Utah.
Oh, no. Just leave him there?
Yeah, he'll collect the ladder and bring it to his, the museum he owns now. Do you think he's going to keep the Warrens' name on it or change it to Matt Rife's Paranormal Museum?
Like, it'll be Matt Rife's up top. Yeah, presents. Matt Rife presents the Warrens Museum. Like, his name will be all the way up top, and then, he'll have the marquee up top.
Right. You get in there, and all the displays are just doing crowd work.
Yeah.
Annabelle's like, wait, where are you from? Milwaukee? You
Yeah.
don't fucking set a demon follow you?
I mean, and the only
And then he
people
has
that
a
visit-
weird accent. You're like, where are you from? Like, where are you from? Matt Rife?
I don't know.
Why are you talking like that? Is this because you're on Wild Out?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I never even chuckled at any of his comedy,
Yeah.
so I can't even say.
What do they call that? They call it set. What do they call it?
Hack comedy?
No. When you switch your accents, like Quentin Tarantino does it a lot. It's called like set flip. I forget what they call it. Where
I don't know.
You change up how you talk depending on who you're talking to.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wasn't prepared for that question.
Yeah, Matt Rice's one of those guys. So is
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino, which is fun.
Hey, two cool guys.
I'm with it. Two cool dudes just having a good time.
Yep, that's the start of every great story.
Yeah, like right now.
Right.
Like us. We are two cool dudes having a good time.
So cool. Yep.
Oh,
Awful.
shit. All right. Well, anyway, thanks, Al, again. We somehow ended up talking about the Warrens again. Matt Rife joined us. Quentin Tarantino. It's a action-packed episode we got for you so far.
Sure.
All right. But before we get into Momo, again,
Send it.
we have another haunted headline. All
right, so we had to do this one. This just happened yesterday, man. This is the like the ghoul from Delco. This just dropped yesterday, man. A guy over in Yaden, which is literally like a mile from where I'm sitting right now. This was wild, and when it came up, I was like, of course this happened, because as soon as I saw the headline, I was like, I know people that are like into this shit. I know people who've bought this kind of shit. I'm not going to name names, but I know people who buy this shit.
Spill. Come on, spill. Spill your guts, Mo. Sorry.
If you go to an oddities market, and there's a big one that takes place in Philly, there's plenty of human skulls at this shit. So
how many people are buying them to fuck them?
How you like percentage wise?
Percentage,
or you want
like
20?
20?
Yeah, I would say a solid 20.
Solid 20?
A solid 20. I would even.
That means it's like 30. If it's a solid 20, in a weird year, that's 30.
All right, so 20 Yeah, I mean, it also depends the month. I think there's a lot more skull fucking going on.
That's what I'm saying. If it's
winter,
a weird year,
yeah,
the proclivities will come out and people will start.
Yeah, I mean, you have the hardcore maniacs that are doing it no matter what the year is. 5%. And then there's someone that's like, yeah, right, 5%. That's your hardcore. That's always going to be there. Mm-hmm. That's your bread and butter.
Always
that's how you 5%. Make your money. Always 5%. The other 15 to 20% that might, shift back and forth.
Yeah.
These are your weirdos that come to a show like, I never thought about, fucking with a skull. And then you take it home, you try it once, and you're like, this was really gross. And then it's,
So they can beef the numbers up to 30 potentially.
Yeah, I mean, because none of this matters. You can just make it up.
Exactly. So solid 20.
Solid 20.
Okay.
All right. So if you haven't heard about this, you're going to hear about it now. Police say a Pennsylvania man carried out a calculated months-long series of burglaries at a historic cemetery, rappelling into mausoleums, prying open underground vaults, and removing human remains dating back more than a century before selling them online.
Incredible.
Yeah, Jonathan Gerlach, 34, is facing more than 500 criminal charges following an investigation into repeated break-ins at Mount Moriah Cemetery in Yeadon. According to court documents, Ken, the burglaries began in early November and continued through late December, targeting both above-ground mausoleums and underground burial vaults across multiple sections of the cemetery.
Fucking insane. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. Quote, it's a lot of questions and I don't know who to turn to, said Barbara Kilmartin, who has family members buried at Mount Moriah. The first reported burglary occurred on November 7th when Yeadon Borough Police were called by Friends of Mount Moriah, a volunteer group that maintains the cemetery. Investigators documented extensive damage inside the Hunter family mausoleum, where cinder blocks had been broken open, marble flooring destroyed, and crypts exposed below ground.
Dude, this is insane.
He's a ghoul by definition.
Yeah, maybe those sightings a year or two ago around you. Maybe this was that guy.
It very well could have, because, shit is wild around here. This is Delco. I didn't know what I was getting into when I moved here.
Yeah, the Drexel Hill ghoul could have been this guy in a mask wearing.
It may be him.
Yeah.
So court records state that a rope tied to a tree branch and fitted with a carabiner was found hanging into one mausoleum, positioned in a way that suggested the suspect rappelled down approximately 10 feet to access underground crypts.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, it's a little bit of Indiana Jones. This guy was having a good time. You could tell.
That's kind of cool. And to go into this at 34 years old, that's kind of nuts. That age
he's
range,
not cool at all. This guy's a scumbag. He's stealing grandma's body out of the crypt.
Yeah.
Quote, it's the last thing we can do for people is to honor their wishes and to not disturb them. I just can't understand why anyone would do that, Kilmartin said. Over the following weeks, court documents detail a growing list of damaged mausoleums and vaults, including the Jonathan Pritchard family mausoleum, where 5 of 9 crypts were damaged. Police say, here we go, Ken, a Monster Energy drink was found among the debris, later processed for DNA and fingerprints. Delco coming through with the Monster Energy drink.
Ooh, man. Oh, dude, that's such
it's the cherry on top.
That's such weird white guy behavior, Monster Energy drinks.
And then you see the picture of this guy. It's like, yeah, of course that's you.
Yeah.
Inside the Pritchard mausoleum, investigators say the remains of Mary Pritchard Stagelman, who died in 1940, were missing. Nearby, the Frank Charlton family mausoleum sustained damage, though police said there was no evidence of entry. That was his next target for sure. In a separate burglary in Plains Township, Luzerne County, police found human remains wrapped in clear plastic just outside a damaged mausoleum. Court records say cigarette butts and energy drink cans were recovered there as well and submitted for forensic testing. Investigators later connected that burglary to the Mount Moriah cases through similarities in method and evidence. He left behind his Monster Energy drinks and his cigarette butts, and that's what's going to link him to even more charges.
Dude, if you are a ghoul,
clean up after yourself.
Yeah, and also, they survive off caffeine and nicotine.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally. That was in the Lovecraft stories, wasn't it?
Yeah. Of course it was.
Quote, my great-grandparents are buried here, said Christy Cole, who visited Mount Moriah after learning of the investigation. Quote, of course there's anger and sadness. Nobody should be treated this way after life. End quote. According to affidavits, Gerlach repeatedly targeted underground vaults in December, prying stone and marble slabs out of place to reveal burial chambers 10 to 12 feet below ground. Police documented tool marks on the slabs, and in one vault, a broken wooden pallet positioned against the wall as if used to climb in and out. On December 20th alone, police say 4 underground vaults were burglarized, with multiple sets of remains missing from the Slack, Ogden, McCullough, and Lauber family plots. Additional vaults were damaged in the days that followed, including the Campbell, Ziegler, Hassan, and Charlton family plots. In total, investigators believe dozens of sets of human remains were stolen. In December, police received a tip alleging a partially decomposed corpse had been discovered hanging in Gerlach's basement, and that he had been in Chicago selling a human skull. Investigators later uncovered online activity tied to Gerlach, including posts in a, quote, human bones and skull selling group, where a buyer thanked him for mailing him a possible teen and, quote, a baboon and a monkey. A teenager's skeleton.
Yeah.
This is going to get wild. This is a lot.
I have a lot of questions after you're done.
Other social media posts show Gerlach posing with a skull captioned, riding a Harley and slinging skulls. Frightening, absolutely frightening. I can't imagine the type of people and what they'd want to use it for, Kilmartin said. Police say they tied Gerlach to the cemetery burglaries through vehicle and phone records after spotting his vehicle parked at Mount Moriah on December 23rd. Officers resumed surveillance weeks later. So they were on this dude for months, which is they were building a case. They're going to put this guy away for a long time.
Yeah, well, you know what? Being the cop on that case would be pretty cool.
Yeah, he's
staking
like,
out the cemetery.
This fucking ghoul.
Yeah, staking out the cemetery. Yeah. You feel like Mulder and Scully, you and your partner.
And then you got and then Utah has to get you too because you've been sitting there all night staking out. So on January 6th, dude, this is Tuesday. Today is recording Friday. This is still going on. Investigators say they observed Gerlach returning to the cemetery, leaving with a burlap bag and a crowbar. Did he have a striped shirt and a burglar mask too? Officers say bones and skulls were visible inside his vehicle when he was arrested. Gerlach allegedly admitted to stealing approximately 30 sets of human remains from Mount Moriah and explained how he accessed the burial sites. Quote, in my 30-year career, probably one of the most horrific things, said Yeadon Borough Police Chief Henry Gianmarco. There was an infant, and unfortunately to see that being a father and a grandfather, it truly tears your heart up. When people are laid to rest, that's important, end quote.
Jamarco, that's the name where you're like, Jamarco, you're a loose cannon, you're gunning your badge, you know?
Yeah, he was like, we're going to get this fucking guy. Yeah. This is going to be a movie.
Dude, it has to be. Dude, wait.
The Delco Ghoul is going to be a movie. I'm almost done. There's 2 more paragraphs.
Okay, fuck.
The following day, police executed search warrants at Gerlach's Lancaster home and a storage unit. According to court documents, investigators recovered more than 100 human skulls, long bones, and mummified human feet and hands from his basement. 8 corpses, along with body parts, ashes, jewelry, and clothing believed to have been taken from graves were found inside the storage unit. Gianmarco said, identifying victims and notifying families will be a lengthy process due to the age of the burial records. Quote, right now we're in the process of notifying families, he said. We have a substantial amount, but we're still working on that because the records are so old. If it was the 1800s, we have to go through the records, and the records were done in a book, and we have to figure that out. Police said the investigation remains active. Authorities are urging anyone with loved ones buried at Mount Moriah Cemetery who have concerns to contact the Yeadon Borough Police. The remains, they're so old, but still, when they lived, they had a life and they mattered, Gianmarco said. It was important for us to get justice, and that's working with the DA's office. Hopefully justice will be served. Fucking wild.
Yeah, so, okay.
Did you have this on your bingo card for 2026?
No.
A Delco Ghoul?
No. Once again, the Drexel Hill Ghoul, I heard about him. I didn't expect this.
This might be the same character.
It might be the same person.
And more importantly, this dude was coming in and out of the cemetery. You know he said go birds at least once.
Well, he's from Lancaster, so we don't know.
Oh, yeah, true.
Because that makes sense. At first, you're like, who would do something like this? Then you hear Lancaster, you're like, oh, okay. But, okay, so, where do I want to go? One, okay, if you're a detective, this is probably the coolest case you ever worked on.
Yeah.
I know it's horrific. I know it's terrible. It's desecrating remains.
Yeah.
But being the one to investigate this.
Yeah.
And being, you are in True Detective.
Dude,
you're
I mean, because your head spins. Because if you're that detective guy, you're like, this is my big case. This is going to be in my book. Because they're finding this stuff. Like, dude, if we find ritual evidence, I mean, this is going to be, this is it. Like,
you're like, this must go to the top. He's selling it to like, politicians and royalty. So definitely the coolest case.
When he arrested him, he probably slapped the cuffs on and threw him against his car, and he was probably like, "I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, and I don't give a fuck if you're at the top." Something fun like that. Like a cool line that he could.
And then you're just some dude that drinks monsters from fucking Lancaster. He's like, fuck.
Dude, rappelling and it's like this is so like.
He's got him in the back. The dude's like, "It was Freddie. You telling me Freddie fucking Ledoux did this?"
Yeah, exactly. Reggie fucking Ledoux.
Reggie.
I know, I don't know this guy personally, but I know this guy. So it's like I know 10 of this guy.
Yeah. And driving him in, they played the True Detective theme song.
Yeah.
In the car while driving him, dun, dun, dun. Yeah, dude. Which I now have to watch again. I gotta watch it after this episode. All right, it's done. But
done.
Okay. So then you already answered a question for me. I was thinking do you think he I was gonna ask. Removing the corpses.
Yeah.
Did you grab him by the spine and just walk out like he was going to in Party City, going to the checkout line, like you do with a skeleton, But no, he had a burlap sack. So you go in. Do you think he took the clothes off first, or do you think he kept the clothes with the corpses?
See, this is a weird thing because I actually I remember watching a documentary not too long ago, and I know how they do this. They partially dig things, so they and they use a certain tool to get them out. They take.
This wasn't in the ground. This was in mausoleums.
Oh yeah. No, I know. I'm saying, but so they kind of gave us the answer. We have skulls, long bones because those sell, and then mummified hands and feet because those sell because they put them in those closed.
So he would
jars
just break them off, basically.
I think so, and then just rob them of whatever was in their, whatever was on.
Okay,
their, on
so
their
he would obviously. Do you think he's wearing gloves, or you think he's raw dog? You think he's raw dogging it?
The guy drinking the monster?
Yeah.
He's fucking raw dogging it.
Oh, while smoking the cigarettes, yeah. And to touching them. Oh my god, it's gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he went for fucking Hoagie Fest.
Oh yeah.
He probably got on his hoagie from Wawa.
Yeah, he was probably Sheets is so much better on his way back too. I don't
know, man. I mean, coming over here to Mount Moriah, but
which means, do you think he was staking out other places too?
Sure, for sure. Yeah. He probably came to the one over here in my neighborhood.
Probably went to Laurel Hill.
Oh, maybe.
And they were
that one's got security.
Touch Harry Callis. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, you don't touch our Saint Harry Callis. Philly's Saint Harry Callis.
He was looking for easy ones to get into, the neglected ones, the ones that were falling apart anyway. And that cemetery has a lot of dilapidated sections, and it's that's why he was in there.
Yeah, it's easy to get in, and then your investigatory work. His Instagram profile.
Oh yeah, his Instagram is still up.
Yeah,
which I couldn't believe. But it's still up, and you should just see some of these captions. Just there's a picture of a skull with a hole in it, and it just says, "If you know, you know." And then already savages have already gone on. They're like, "Oh, we know now, buddy."
Yeah, right away, the first one, "If you know, you know." Skulls for sale. I was like, woo, woo.
Yeah, and then you go in. There's literally a decapitated, partially mummified head with the skin on it and everything. It's like this son of a bitch went in there and just cracked this head off, threw it in a burlap bag, finished his monster, and went home.
Yeah, smoked a cigarette, looking at the whole I'm the man.
Yeah, he's like, this is awesome.
Yeah, he's like, this is the coolest thing anyone's ever done.
Yeah. So
what kind of monster do you think? White monster? Was it a white monster?
That's actually a pretty good question because I was actually envisioning this dude as an OG black and green can.
Black and green. Yeah. I like that better. Yeah, because
it matches his hoodie better. He's like, I don't want a white can. I want a black can to match all my black clothes.
Yeah, and green is spooky, so he's like, yeah.
And then he looks at it, he's like, I am a fucking monster. You don't understand me.
Oh, cool! I am a monster.
Yeah, he's like, fuck yeah, I am.
Yeah, this world. I'm what this world made me. I'm a monster.
Yeah, I have to do this. They made me this way.
Oh, there's a word I want to use so bad right now, but I can't.
Yeah, I know.
I just can't. I can't. If you know, you know. I can't use it. But anyway,
dude,
this is the craziest story. It's just it's the craziest fucking story. So okay, we know he would rappel in.
Yep.
Did you think he fucked him?
No. definitely not.
You think
No,
he
'cause
was
he's-
like seeing dollar signs? You think he's that kind
this
of
is
guy?
all dollar signs. This is the oddities market. There's a huge market for people buying skulls and body parts.
Right, but do you think he was like curious about it, or he like is just like, did he fancy himself as just like a middleman, like almost like, you know,
No, he was way
dirty.
into it.
Okay.
He was way into it, and then he was like, dude, I gotta get into it, because he probably was like, he probably, here's what I think. He was into the oddity stuff. He went to the shows and stuff. He's like, damn it, that skull's $3,000. I should get into this. And then a light bulb went up to his head. He's like, I know a bunch of abandoned cemeteries.
Yeah, and his fourth can of Monster of the day, he was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Cigarettes, what kind of cigarettes does he smoke?
Pall Malls all
Yeah?
day. Pall
Okay.
Malls all day. If I'm fucking right,
Yeah.
about that and it comes out, someone's gonna give me $50.
For some reason, I thought American Spirit. I don't know why.
No, you know what? No, I know. Look,
Cheap
no.
cigarettes?
Yeah, but no. Here's the deal.
Lucky Strike?
No, I don't think he. No, he's paying for
What was
monsters.
that shit you used to smoke? Those really shitty.
Me?
Yeah,
I-
didn't you really?
No, I smoke L&Ms, which are just, it's basically Marlboro
Okay.
Lights. It's
Oh,
the same
okay.
tobacco as Marlboro Lights, but it's like $3 less.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it's the same company.
Like anything else, you're paying for the brand name.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I'll still grab a packet of L&Ms there.
Gotcha.
I was making my own for a long time. That was the best, but it takes too much time.
Gotcha.
And I barely smoke anymore, so.
Okay, so we're saying Pall Malls,
Pall Malls.
and black and green monsters.
Black and green monsters, yes.
Okay.
All right, so he didn't fuck them.
No,
It was
definitely not.
all business.
Yeah.
Even though he was into it.
He was into it because of the money.
Yeah.
He wanted the money because they just said in the article, I was going to Chicago to sell a skull. And then you look at you go through his posts, if you find the Instagram, what was his name? Like Damn Daddy Skulls? What the fuck was he called?
Damn, Daddy's. We are. You know what? New business.
New business.
And then all of a
Right.
sudden, yeah, dude. All of a sudden, me and you are on the news. We're like two guys from Damn Daddy Skulls.
I want nothing to do with the selling of human remains. Let's put that on the record.
Yeah, on the record. That was all a joke.
Hold on, because I sent it to you.
Two local podcasters. We're
Two local assholes.
Yeah.
Dead Shit Daddy. That's his name on Instagram.
Dead shit daddy. We'd get caught because like one would be trying to get the other out of the hole. We're not repelling. I'm just
Dude, this is wild.
stand on my fucking shoulders. I can't get a grip.
Yeah.
Two local guys were other dangerous podcasts.
Cracked it wide open.
Yeah.
It's funny, his last post was on Monday.
Oof.
My wife's birthday.
Oh, my fucking wife's birthday.
Dude, there's the second post with the skeleton with like the shroud on its face. That's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Do you think he put the shroud on it?
No, you can tell that it's been there for a very long time.
So he
which-
did leave with the clothes. That's
Well, no, it's over the face. So some he did for sure, but then there's the one with the skull with the dentures still on the skull. Dude, now you know where he got everything. It's like, damn, man.
I wish I would have beat him to it. I wouldn't have got caught.
Now this isn't because like you'll look at this and I'm sure some people are like, man, that's a lot of balls. No, it's stupidity.
Yeah.
It's fucking
It's
stupidity
gross.
and dollar signs.
Yeah, it's gross. It's horrible. It's awful. It's someone's family member.
Yeah.
You might have just got to stop them from going to heaven.
Me?
According, not you, him.
Oh.
According to certain religions.
Well, that's through no fault of their own.
I know. I'm joking.
This guy, I hope we get interviews with this guy. I want to hear this guy talk. I want to hear.
Look, I'm not condoning his behavior, but
Me either.
if the opportunity arises, we're having this guy on the show.
Oof.
What do you think? What do you think he's getting? 1 year prison? 1 year prison?
I don't know. 500 charges? 500 charges? This is desecration of human remains. Like,
Yeah, but in
here's the thing.
today's political
Yeah, but
landscape,
it's a huge story, though.
yeah, but
I
they'll
think
tie
this-
the corpse up. They don't care.
So I think small prison stay, hefty fine, probation, and community service. That's what I think.
Right. So he's gonna let's say he gets 20 years probation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he does a year in prison,
Yep.
but not hardcore PlayStation style prison. You have a PlayStation and TV.
Mm.
Dude, you know what? Some's telling me this is already blowing up.
Mhm.
Some's telling me he's just gonna get. He's not even gonna do jail time.
You don't think?
Something's telling me. Where are the charges in Delga?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh, right.
you got to think where you're at.
Right. Well, it remains to be seen.
Right.
But yeah, I hear you.
I don't think they're throwing the book at this guy. I don't think it's going to happen. He's probably already out. He's probably already out on bond.
He's back at the cemetery.
Yeah,
if I go down the street, I'll buy him a fucking monster. Hey, man.
Yeah. You want to hop on our pod?
Jesus.
Get a pack of Pall Malls in it for you.
Well, folks, we're going to follow this story, and you'll get the update if you watch the news. But once we get like a big update, next episode, if there's a big update or whatever, we'll follow up.
This one's become like half our episode. It's just it's crazy. It's just there's still so many questions I have.
No, so many questions, and you know what? I as soon as I saw the story, like I said in the beginning, I knew. I was like, yep, this is an oddities guy. They make so much money on these human remains that it was like, of course.
Do you think he goes to con and steampunk outfits, like with a hat with like cogs on it and stuff?
Definitely not.
And a monocle? You think he's got
definitely not? But I guarantee he comes to Market of the Macabre every year.
So he's he's like a slinkier. You think he's just like he saunters around type of oddities guy?
Probably, and then he's like, "Damn, wish I could get into some of these mausoleums." Yeah,
and that cop.
He even kind of looks familiar, but
but
this guy he's wearing the outfit for this guy, so he looks like all the rest of them.
Black T-shirt, which is the outfit.
The neck tattoo that stops here, the whole
he's wearing the skin, the character skin.
Yeah, he's wearing the uniform.
Yeah.
So
if it's black T-shirt and dark hair, like me and you are wearing the uniform, you know what I'm saying?
No, he's got long hair, a little bit grizzled.
Yeah.
Looks like the neck tattoo, metal T-shirt.
Too many rock or monsters.
Dude, that's the funniest part of the story.
Yeah, but what if he was drinking rock stars? What kind of guy are we dealing with then?
Oh, then he's definitely fucking the bodies.
Yeah. Nope. Nailing it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
All right. Well, let's move on from this fucking stuff. Let's get on to the Momo, the Missouri Monster. All right, Ken. Are you ready to go to the summer of 1972?
Are we sure he didn't fuck them? I'm sorry.
I can never be sure. This is all speculation.
Sorry.
Maybe we could stick the Warrens on it if they weren't dead. I don't know.
Maybe he would have stole their corpses. Okay, back to Momo. Sorry. I had to do it.
Okay, so Ken, summer of 1972. The river town of Louisiana, Missouri. All right, so it's not in Louisiana, the state. It's the town of Louisiana, Missouri. Became the center of a sudden, strange flap of sightings. Multiple residents claimed a huge, hairy creature was prowling the wooded slopes of Marzolf Hill. They called it Momo, the Missouri Monster. And the story spread fast. An upright figure near backyard tree lines, a stench people said hit like rotten garbage, and odd tracks that fueled late-night searches as locals and authorities tried to figure out what, if anything, was really out there.
I saw one unique thing about his smell, they said. They smell like a rotting corpse, which usually you get skunk or like sulfur.
Yeah,
Rotting corpse is a good new feature for a Bigfoot.
It is, because you like to have the distinguishing ones among these guys, because this is the guy that comes to the party, and the other Bigfoot are like, Jesus Christ, Phil, just dip in the river for a little bit.
Yeah, we said Sex Panther, not...
Yeah, it smells like Bigfoot's dick.
Yeah. They're like, oh, God, rotten corpse, what are you doing? You hanging out with dead people?
Yep. 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time, or whatever the fuck Bigfoot is.
Are you the ghoul from the fucking story? Smelling like dead people?
Yeah. So this one, I mean, this all takes place in this summer of 1972, and it's like they said, it's a flap of sightings, and we've used that term before, and that's like an isolated event almost. It's like it's all these little ones, and then they don't see it again.
Flap's a good term. I like flap because it opens and closes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So the first one is, and this is the one that got me. I was like, ooh, because it's a window sighting, which I hate. So July 11th. 1972. So it was mid-afternoon in Louisiana, Missouri, July 11th, 1972, and it was a hot day. Doris Harrison, 15 years old, was inside doing what her parents asked, cleaning up, while her little brothers played outside near the tree line beside the house at 1004 Allen Street. And this is close to that previously mentioned Marzolf Hill.
Right.
Doris was at the sink in the bathroom when she heard the sound that made her freeze. Both boys screaming at once, the kind of screaming that doesn't mean a scraped knee. And then something had appeared. She moved to the window fast and looked out. At the edge of the woods, she later said, something tall stood half in shadow and half in sun, a big, hairy figure, upright like a man, but wrong in its bulk and in its shape. She guessed it was around 7 feet tall. The hair looked dark and unkempt. When she noticed first, it wasn't its face. What she noticed first was what it carried.
Two things, real quick.
Go.
One, I've been described as wrong in my bulk and shape.
Yes.
That's one. And two, the scream, like something appeared or there, is totally different than like I'm hurt or something. Like you see something and you hear like the noise you could make, you instantly go, "Oh my god, I need my gun. I need my gun. I need something. Something's here," or that So.
Yeah. Also, when you're a parent, you can tell the difference when kids are screaming because it's funny or they're screaming because something happened. It's you know the difference right away.
Yeah.
So under one arm, she said, it held a dead dog, and there was blood on the creature's fur. The scene didn't last long, just long enough for her to register it and for the boys to register it and panic. But there was another detail that stuck hard in her memory, the smell. Doris said a putrid odor drifted through the air and into the open window, like something spoiled an animal, strong enough to make the moment feel physical and not imagined. So that was the thing that really imprinted for her. Yeah, this hairy creature with a dog that it just killed was standing there, but the worst thing about it was the smell. So this fucking thing really smelled.
Yeah. Yeah, like, was the dog a fresh kill and he just smelled? Or was it an old dog, you know?
I don't know. That's awful, though. I don't like this guy already.
Yeah,
killing dogs? Leave the dogs alone.
Yeah, leave the animal.
Is this evil Bigfoot? We'll ask the question at the end.
Yeah, we'll ask that at the end.
Doris didn't stand there and study it. She ran. She got her brothers into the house, shut things down, and grabbed the phone. She called her father, Edgar Harrison, at work. She tried to explain in the clipped, urgent way people speak when they're scared and embarrassed by the fact that they're scared. That's a good detail.
It is a good detail.
Edgar came home and did what adults often do when kids insist that they've seen something. Impossible. He went straight to where it happened. And the story is, and as it's been told, is that he didn't dismiss it on the spot. He called his wife home, he packed the family up, they left to stay with relatives for a few days, and in that narrow window of time between the teenager's frantic call and a town's growing curiosity, this private moment turned public. People came by the house. People asked questions. People went into the woods behind the Harrison house, not because they had proof, but because the details were vivid enough to make them want to look for themselves. And once a crowd starts looking, every snapped twig becomes like a possibility that there's a monster in the backyard.
That's it. And I gotta be honest with you, like, one, as a person that if it was happening, like if it happened to me and I reported it, I'd want my privacy. On the other hand, if something like this happened to my town and no one told me about it, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed to the point that the person that it happened to is a villain. Yeah. They're not a victim. They're a bad guy now. Because you didn't tell me, personally.
Yeah, if there's monsters around the town, you got to know about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. If you didn't tell me about the monster in the town with the dead dog that smelled of death, we're enemies now. We're mortal enemies now.
Yeah. More so than you would be with the monster.
Exactly. Your name is now in my family's... You're in the family's hate list. You know what I mean?
You're in the Death Note book?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're the friggin' McCoys and the other family, whatever it is.
The Hatfields and the McCoys.
Yeah, Hatfields and McCoys. Yeah. You don't tell me that there's a crazy monster in town? And maybe not because I'm scared of the monster. I want to know there's a monster. But I want to know there's a monster because that's cool.
Yeah.
You're not giving me monster lore. My town, you're fucking done.
Yeah. So next up, later in that month of July, we get the next little incident, and this is not long after the Harrisons' report. The rumor, it started to grow already, and this is where kind of, with these things where it's like, did hysteria set in? Did people like you're saying, is there a monster in this town? Are we, is vigilante justice going to take hold? But people started to kind of arm themselves, and they were saying like, let's go out and look for this thing. So accounts from that summer described armed men moving up Marzolf Hill at night, rifles, shotguns, pistols. Some reports putting the number like wildly high, and others describing like there's just the people up there with guns, but there are people out there looking for this thing at the forest at night.
I would have loved to have been in a posse, like hunting a monster.
Yeah,
like it's a good chance to break out all your good guns.
Yeah,
and go hunt some down.
Yeah, it makes you think of Dracula too, like the crew going out there to hunt this creature of the night.
Pitchforks and torches.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
I want to be called for a monster posse.
Yep. So this kind of became, even though they didn't see anything, this became really a big part of the story, because this Marzoff Hill became, okay, this is where it's at, and people were out there night after night, just looking for one of these, for this creature to show up. They were just out there, and they kind of became a fixture that whole month. But later on in July of 1972, because it's continuing on, at one point, news reports described a 3-hour search of about 100 acres led by Gus Artis. Cool name.
Yeah.
With law enforcement and volunteers involved. The point of a search like this is it's simple. If something huge is living back there, it should leave something behind, right? So they're out there with their guns. They want to sweep the area. There's got to be something, maybe the remains of the dog. They don't know. But they swept this whole area. They didn't find anything. No body. They were even hoping to find like a den, like a creature's den, because that'd be like, oh damn, we're going into Bigfoot's like lair. Imagine that.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like I was just thinking, like at first, it's like, yeah, that's a good point, right? There must be something back there.
Mm-hmm.
But even modern forensics, you know,
Yep.
you don't always find stuff. So it's a slippery slope about like, stuff must be there.
Mm-hmm.
So like I want to be like, yeah, of course, and I would absolutely join the search.
Yeah,
I'd be out there with a flashlight.
So they're out there. They don't find, no cool picture, no blurry picture of some creature escaping into the dark. But what they did find, which is kind of interesting, was 2 disturbed dog graves. So this dude eats dead dogs.
Maybe he smelled it. Maybe like he has his Bigfoot senses, like the other ones do.
This is evil Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, save it.
Okay.
But
right.
Maybe this one still has his Bigfoot senses, but like maybe he's more like more of a Scar than a Mufasa, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Maybe he's like, going back to the evil Bigfoot thing. I don't want to go there, but he's more of like a scavenger.
Yeah, scavenger behavior.
Hangs out in the cave with the hyenas type.
Yeah.
Bottom feeder, if we would, not a not a pride. This is my catch it, kill it, my hunt.
Right. So matted fur and some kind of like skin disease too, right? Like
smokes Pall Mall, drinks the Green Monsters.
Oof. Yeah, we got the commercial. No, he drinks rock stars.
Rocks, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because he's involved with the corpses. Yeah.
Yeah. So they searched this area, and Artis, who we mentioned earlier, he told reporters that I'm convinced that there is nothing that even looks like a monster on Marzoff Hill. So he's already.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Yeah. He's already. You know what? This is the guy who tries to settle it down, but he knows the truth. He's
Chuck
like,
Wreck.
no, there's nothing out here.
Total Chuck Wreck.
He's like, I want you to look right here for this eye exam.
Yeah, or he's a Mitch Pileggi type. He's Skinner agent.
Right.
Everything's fine, guys.
Yep. So, that was the search of this 100 acres, and they did, some weird stuff. They see some weird stuff. I mean, the disturbed dog graves is interesting when you think about that first account with the girl. This thing had a taste for dog. That's weird.
It is, and also too, it's like, so what? Like, do we know? Like, did they put like some kind of marker that they knew it was dog graves? Like, was a local farmer like, those were my boys?
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. But I think maybe like you said, maybe he could sniff them out. But I really don't know. It's an interesting question because it makes you think. Like you said, is this some kind of wounded ape man where it has to scavenge, or is it a mountain devil that just comes down to spread just discord?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You ever see Biodome? Remember when he smells out? I might have to watch Biodome.
Right. No, this is the type of Bigfoot that wheezes the juice. You know what I'm saying?
Totally wheezes the juice. This guy, no respectable, no wheezing the juice. You can't.
No,
you can't do it.
The other Bigfoots are telling him no wheezing the juice, and he's like, "Oh,
yeah."
He goes fucking noise.
Yeah, and he goes wheeze the juice, and he goes in.
Yeah.
Eats the burrito that's icicle in the middle.
Yeah, my head's gonna explode.
Sorry, we didn't learn enough with our other podcast. We're still
here's
spiraling.
Here's the problem, folks. That Delco Ghoul just scrambled my brains.
Oh, it's so good. It's like it's the craziest thing, and it's actually happening right now.
It's happening right now.
Yeah, like this is actually like breaking news.
Dude, he's sitting at the police station in a cell. Like, can I just get a monster? They're like, no, fuck you.
Yeah. How about a palm? You know, when those interviews come out, they're going to Ewu Crew's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Ewu. We're going to get it. And everything me and you were saying about him is right. And
it is right.
And I'm sorry, gang. We don't mean to. It's just if you lived in this area, if you're in the Pennsylvania Northeast section, this area, you'd be fucking losing it too.
You would be.
Yeah.
All right, so fast forward to July 21st, same month. We get the story of Ellis Minor, who was at his home on Great River Road on a late evening. Hot night, he described it. Very dark, but quiet. And he had his bird dog, which started to growl. But this wasn't one of these casual warnings. It was one of those low, like, menacing growls, like he knew something was up. So Minor stood and grabbed what he trusted, his powerful hunting flashlight. He turned it on, swept the beam across the road, and then he saw it. About 20 feet away, he later told reporters, something stood in the middle of it. Upright, bulky, covered in hair. He described the hair as black as coal. The beam didn't catch a face, but the hair on the head hung down toward the chest, hiding it. So that's a defining feature of this one. This long hair that covers his face and like into the middle of his chest. Kind of weird, like that you couldn't see the face. Most Bigfoot, you get that, like, it had like a gorilla-like face kind of.
Like I was saying, they have kind of real Bigfoot, or other Bigfoots have more like of a shape up. They're primed. They're almost Chewbacca-like, and they're like. Or
they just sit behind a tree and just like slowly blink their eyes, like they're being controlled by servos.
Yeah, when your sister is like married to a special effects artist, and then you're a filmmaker, and you capture unadulterated photos of video of Bigfoot,
right?
Just like that.
And he never moves. He just moves his eyes, and you're getting this great shot, and you're close enough to see the whole body, but all you just see is the bottom of the head.
Yeah, it's just like a bust or the bottom of the head. Yeah, and only the eyes move, and that's it.
Yep, to the point where Les Stroud himself just wants to strangle you. Survivor Man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. So the moment the light hit this creature, Minor said it reacted like an animal caught, like a deer in headlights almost. It whirled and then ran.
It was like, stop!
Yeah, it's like, no, don't. It was like Dracula, do not see me, and then he just turned and ran into the woods. But it moved so fast that he said that it was hard to really make out exactly what it looked like. Like, it moved so fast that he was like, I could see the fur in the face. I could kind of get like this general outline, almost like almost a human form, but like it moved really fast. And that was kind of the thing that it startled him how fast it could move.
It could be just like an emo Bigfoot. Does like the hair flip,
Look, this Bigfoot might rob graves. All right, we don't know yet.
We know.
So he didn't call the police though because he thought he wouldn't be believed, and that was it for then. And then he reported this later, but he didn't know what it was doing. It was just in the middle of the road. But once again, he reported this stench that smelled like he reported like a rotting animal. So there you go.
Gross.
Very gross. And you got to think, is that his smell that he smells all the time because he's just scavenging dead animals? Like, is that where it comes from? He's constantly got dead animals sent on him because of that. Like a turkey vulture. Yeah. You get close to them, they smell awful. Picking up dead bodies all the time.
Yeah, that's probably it. This Bigfoot's probably a ghoul. The Momo's a ghoul.
Maybe. This is not your, this is not the fun, the fun Bigfoot that like hangs out in the backyard. He's like, oh, I'm an avatar of the, the fucking woods. And then this guy, bad news all over.
I'm the spirit of the woods.
Exactly.
Don't look at me. Yeah. Hey, guys.
Yep. So later in July, we go back to the Harrison house, which was the first sighting, and this became like the monster outpost, they called it. They kind of turned their home into kind of like the place that was like processing all these reports. People would call their house and say, "Hey, we saw something over here," and like people would hang out there, like, "Hey, go check it out. They saw another one over here." And these calls came in for 21 straight nights. And people were going out looking for it. They would maybe get a glimpse, but more they would say they would describe the sound. There was a sound that it made. I couldn't find a clip. I don't know if you saw anything, but someone made a comparison to our favorite, the Sierra Sounds.
Don't do this to us.
Yeah, I know.
Not now. Not now.
Not now.
I'm already worked up from our ghoul. I don't need.
How about this? Oh. What if you're out there with your Monster Energy drink? You're digging up fucking graves, and you hear the Sierra Sounds.
Long pull off your Pall Mall.
Yeah, and then you hear the Sierra Sounds.
Dude,
while you're out there.
I already get fucked up when like you send it to me late at night.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to it in my bed, my comfy, cozy fucking bedroom.
Yeah.
You know,
I think we should drop a little clip of it right here.
That's our job. Now we know where we left the tracks and all that for sure. But I heard them cross the creek.
That's just to remind you guys of what's out there.
Yeah, good luck sleeping tonight.
Yeah.
Because Bigfoot might be under your bed.
Yeah.
Or even worse, Momo might be under your bed. You'll smell him first, though. So you'll know to run.
Momo's around. Maybe you can scare off Momo with the Sierra Sounds. You're welcome that we did that for you.
So a funny thing about this was, like, the visual sightings, they would kind of see it sometimes, but they would use their nose. That they would follow the scent because they know that they would be close. They're like, oh my God, what is that smell? And they're like, well, are we just smelling dead animals? No, because it would move. They would get to a point like, no, it's not here. Now it's this way. And they would be following their nose because this brings me back to Skunk Ape. Same kind of thing where it was like you knew it was coming and it's just these, these creatures are just disgusting. You don't want a Bigfoot in your town. Why? They're disgusting.
Yeah, they're gross. Why. It's for no other reason than they're gross.
Yeah, John Marston found out, but that one was a nice one.
Dutch. Dutch.
Yeah, right. But still no photos up until this point, and I don't think they ever got photos, to be honest, because I came across a couple of things about these alleged photos and didn't find any. I mean, unless I'm just not finding it. I never found any photos here. Just a lot of eyewitness accounts. So then there's the Siddharth family. Siddharth? I never heard anyone pronounce it. So
that sounds like something Dan Aykroyd would make up for like an alien race.
Yeah, the Siddharths.
Yeah.
They come from Alpha Centauri.
Yep.
They're real nasty. Yeah. So this family, this is in August, middle of the night, they hear a sound, and they're all amped up. They all got the Momo crazies going on. Got a case of the Momos. And they once again heard this high-pitched howling. Middle of the night, they go out towards this howling? No, not me.
No.
Not me.
No, you have a family and things to live for. Yeah, what are we, fucking nuts?
They go out with flashlights and firearms, as you do. But what they found was footprints this time. They go out to their garden, 4 large footprints pressed into the soil. And what they thought was really weird about it was not just that they were huge, but it was the placement. That this thing had just walked right through their garden, and when they looked at the position of the feet, it was pointed right towards their house, and pointed towards, like the toes were pointed towards. So this thing was standing in their garden, watching their house, essentially. Mm-hmm. I hate it.
Disgusting.
Yep. So they call their friend Clyde Penrod, an avid outdoorsman, and he made plaster casts of these footprints. I did see photos of these. These are interesting.
Played by Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah?
We should probably do that, too, how we did the other one.
Start casting these people in these stories?
The characters in these stories.
Okay, I could go with that.
For later, well, just a thought. see if the fan base likes it.
See, Clyde Penrod, I was going to go with, what's his name, from Krampus. He's also in Waiting.
Oh, Champ?
Yeah.
Champ, yeah. I like that. Okay.
Yeah. He comes in and tells you all this stuff, tells you his other Bigfoot stories that sound dubious.
Now, I seen another Bigfoot. You know how he does this whole thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was kissing me like a girl. You know,
yeah. Push the fish, they're about to turn. And he also thought that it was strange that the footprints clearly kind of showed that like the creature was like watching. So it's like, what was he watching for? And then later they put together, it was like this family also had a dog. So
this is a piece of shit, Bigfoot.
Yeah.
This is a fucking piece of shit.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of this guy.
I don't know, man. So next up, we get later in 1972. We don't get an exact date, but this is later in 1972. About Richard Allen Murray. He was a lifelong local, and he served as a town's fire chief and sat on the city council. But he described what he saw on a night when Momo was already on everyone's mind. This was during this time period. He was driving near Town Branch, which is a small creek that runs through the town of Louisiana, at around 11 p.m. He noticed movement by a small hill. He turned his truck so the headlights hit it directly. In the beam, Murray said, stood an upright figure covered in brown hair, roughly 20 feet away. It didn't stay there long. When it realized he was there, it moved quickly, up and over the hill, and disappeared. He didn't scream. He didn't chase it. He just kind of stood there in awe afterwards. And
understood.
But the weird thing that happened after was after it kind of got a little bit away, he said it uttered these noises that he said sounded like talking, like speech. Like almost like taunting him.
Kind of like the Pugwudgie.
Something like that.
Hey,
but
ooh, come here.
No, I go to like that weird babble part from the Sierra Sounds.
Yeah. I was trying to get away from that because I want to sleep tonight.
But how about that? A Bigfoot is running away from you, then it stops, looks over its shoulder, and says something to you.
Yeah, it's like, yo, bitch. Yeah.
In Bigfootese.
In Bigfootese. He's like, yo, remember, you couldn't even chase me?
Yep.
You come and get me. He was like taunting him like all like silly.
Yep. And then later on, he clarified. He says this definitely wasn't a bear. It's like, okay, man, we don't think it's a bear.
Yeah.
But,
do bears talk unless it's annihilation? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
here?
exactly. Oof, I want to sleep tonight. But yeah, I mean that's his whole story right there. But it kind of fits in a little bit neatly. He doesn't describe too much of a smell, maybe because he was in the truck, but the turning around and speaking to him, like I said, it sounded like speech. That's ugh.
That is ick. That is the gross.
That's too much intelligence. That's too close to human. I don't like it.
Yeah, I we need to do another Fear Itself episode because that goes back into what is it, the almost human, like the what's the word? There's actually a word for it that we use.
The uncanny valley.
Uncanny valley. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where that goes into, and it's like I'm just getting used to the Sierra Sounds. You know, I don't need, like running knowing you're chasing. You're being chased, and then taunting. I don't need taunting. Yeah,
it's a little creepy. We have one more sighting, a little bit detached, and then we'll discuss this in full.
Yeah.
We'll
steer this baby back into the dock.
Yeah, absolutely. So fast forward to spring of 1991, and our buddy William McGee.
Willie McGee?
So this is 19 years later, after this flap of sightings. And
nice.
Yeah. Hey man, I like the epilogue ones where it's like, 19 years later.
Yeah. But it's I was saying you're bringing back flap because we got to use that from now on.
Oh yeah, we do. But I like the bookend of this. Yeah. So our buddy Billy McGee over here was on his family property near Bowling Green, Missouri, moving along a creek on a four-wheeler when he rounded a bend and saw something in the water. He described it as a large creature, about 7 feet tall, somewhat hunched, covered in black-brown fur, squatting in the creek about 30 feet away. And he said they made a brief moment of eye contact. McGee said the face looked more human than primate. don't like that either.
Dude, this...
So it moved, and once again described as in an instant, leaped up and over an 8-foot creek bank.
There you go.
McGee's point wasn't that it threatened him. His point was the shock of it. Like, he said that seeing something that you've been told doesn't exist, and then watching it and seeing it, and with this crazy speed, he was completely shook. Like, he was like,
excluding the fact that there were Ethiopian track runners outside of our house last night.
Wow.
You know. Signs, you know, remember?
I get it. Yes, signs. And then a little aside to that, years later, he also described that there was another family member saw in 2015 on the same piece of property, right at dusk, they saw it again, and it just ran across the road.
But have we ever been told that they're this athletic? Like they can jump that far?
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. The original loggers, remember that when like these first stories that would appear in like Washington and in California and Oregon, like they were telling them that like there was this one story where it was like the guy was on the side of the road and it sprinted up like a hill with like an insane incline.
Well, sprint, yes, I understand that, but I mean like the leaping skills of like just like launching, like almost defying physics. Like,
I don't know if I would describe it as just defying physics, but they definitely have like they are described as having these insane physical abilities for sure.
Okay, I mean I'm used to them like throwing heavy stuff or like lumbering around, tree knocking. Once we get to the speech patterns and stuff like that, it's like, all right, that's as advanced as we get. But like being able to like leap something in a bound, I'm not used to that talk.
Yeah, no, we've definitely heard that before.
Not
I
as
don't know
much
this
though.
No, not as much, but we definitely have heard it before. But this guy's got some upgrades. Like he's got some abilities that I don't particularly. Him going after family pets and digging up like pet cemeteries.
That gets
sometimes dead is better.
Yeah, right. That gets you shot, dog.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying?
It does. The smell, and that's what I'm going to go with because it clearly. Let's say this was one creature. Okay, let's say this is a solitary creature. This isn't a family of them. Let's say this is one solitary creature.
Yeah.
Lived in this area. Clearly was surviving off of scavenged.
Carcass.
Scavenged dead. Like so that is like okay. It wasn't out in this like wilderness. It was closer to human, civilization, and it was probably picking through trash too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, this leads me to believe this is just like a fucked up guy. You know what I mean?
Hey, I mean it's huge though.
They're big people. Do you ever see
7
Shaq?
feet? Yeah, but like maybe he'd be better. I don't know, a 7 foot covered in fur.
Remember the guy in Big Fish? Remember that scene?
True, but that dude that guy wasn't leaping 8 feet at a time.
True, he was kind of crooked. He was kind of a bet man.
A little bit. I mean, that poor guy was dealt a hand. He was in some cool movies though.
He was, and he had big hands though. He was dealt hands. You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'll allow that joke.
You saw him, I saw House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, he was in that. Yeah, he eats cereal in that movie.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Right.
Yeah, this is what is it? Cheap ass Halloween costume.
Right.
That's his shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he eats the cereal in front of the.
Yes.
What are we doing?
Well, he's eating the cereal, so that makes me think, and he's large, so it makes me think he's a relative of Bobo and Lil Devil.
Dude, don't do this to us. I love, dude, Nothing But Trouble.
Now you have to watch Nothing But
Now I
Trouble.
have to watch Nothing But Trouble. I have that, Biodome, and True Detective.
Yep.
I'm on a mini vacation, so I can get very eclectic.
He's in the juice,
here.
buddy.
Oh, that's Encino Man. Now we're adding Encino Man. Come on, dude. I'm gonna have to watch Bedazzled now. Airheads, like you gotta stop. We gotta stop.
I'm sorry. Just listen to the Sierra sounds and don't go to sleep.
Yeah.
Have you tried playing the Sierra sounds for Kenny to get him to go to sleep?
Dude, I have a feeling that if I play the Sierra sounds for my 10-month-old son, he'd be like, I have to return to the wild.
Do you think you just jump through the sliding glass door?
Yeah. This kid has fucking, Mountain Devil strength. He's got the charisma. He's got the riz, the attitude. My son, my father-in-law was correct when he said, that he might be from Sasquatch stock, because he said I might be from Sasquatch stock. I'm not gonna look.
You might be.
I got mad at first. I did, admittedly. I was like, who the fuck are you? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm like, shit, got me, got us, because I met my son. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they totally did.
Once I met my son, I was like, this kid's a fucking Bigfoot.
Yeah. This kid's a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. Help.
Yeah, you know. So what do we think on this guy? Is he? Are we going chum bucket? Are we going true? I'm kind of all in on this one.
I'm all in on. Yeah, no, I like this one. I think this is good. I think, you know what the thing is? What makes this way more believable? The introduction of the flap, using flap of occurrences, that ties this into this. Like, whoa. Now we have a new classification of cryptid or paranormal or sighting or event. We have a flap.
Right.
So, like, at this point, I'm going, yeah, there was a flap of some, maybe came through a different dimension, was existing, didn't know how to be.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta eat something, I'm starving. And then he was like, oh man, is that fucking dead dog? He's gotta do it. And then he picked one up, right? And then he ended up, like, running to that house because he was like, oh, they got fucking hot dogs in the fridge. And then the kids saw him and they freaked out. And he's like, I gotta eat the dog, fuck, you know.
They're fucking not gonna eat this fucking dog.
Yeah.
So the hot dogs brought him in.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking for real dog. It was hot dogs that brought him in.
But he still had the dog just in case.
Right.
You know, that was his plan B. And he's like, they're cooking up dogs over there. So, like, he went and they saw him. They freaked out. He's like, fuck, I eat this.
So this is almost like a hobo Bigfoot.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. This is 100% hobo Bigfoot with... Look,
so not evil, just an opportunist that just doesn't follow the norms of society.
It's starting to sound like that. I wanted to say evil Bigfoot, Scar Bigfoot to the Mufasa style Bigfoot, but it's starting to sound like this is just like, this is a hobo, you know, curmudgeon. This is curmudgeon Bigfoot.
Interesting.
Is it? Is it?
It is. I mean, I was in on him going to be the evil Bigfoot, but you're probably right.
The only thing that makes
he's just kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick. And have you ever met a homeless guy that wasn't kind of a dick?
I can't really pull a frame of reference on that, but
when I used to party in the city,
we'll go for it.
Right, but when I used to party in the city, and they would hit you up, they'd start off really nice with their jokes that have, you know, what's the best nation in the world? Donation. What's the best?
Donation.
Yeah, generosity, all that stuff. And if you were like, I got a buck, they'd be like, take your buck. Oh, thank you so much. You walk across the street, they'd be like, you cheap fuck.
Yep.
Oh, it was $1. You know, you're like, whoa, you were doing your routine a minute ago. You know.
Yeah.
Get off the smack button. But yeah, I you know, they're kind of a dick. So him running away from the guy, he was like, still got it, bitch. You know, like, come get me. You know, you kind of hobo behavior, if you ask me.
All right, so this is hobo Bigfoot who eats dead dogs.
Regular.
Well, I guess if you're eating dead dogs, you're not going to be around for too long. So I guess, you know, this guy, he had his little fun in 1972, and then the other one was probably a different one because it didn't. They said it didn't smell, and then it kind of was just like made the eye contact, which is just creepy as fuck.
Could have came through one of the interdimensional portals to come look for his boy who's dead.
Did we ever sell that? Are we? How do we feel about that? Is he an interdimensional creature?
I don't want to believe it. I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
But a couple things. Skinwalker Ranch, the portal's open, and the things crawling through.
Right.
That are almost like werewolves.
I feel that's like so separate, though.
Right, but it could be a very similar situation because, like, those initial investigations, like the Robert Bigelow stuff, I do put a lot of stock in. Like, not even being funny. I mean, a lot of stuff that went on during the Robert Bigelow days, and now it's just like bought by this entertainment company, and they're just being fucking stupid with it. But like, I don't know. I don't know because I'm starting to think there's all kinds of weird stuff coming through weird veils now. I just don't know.
It is getting weird.
Things are getting really weird, and like where I would have been at one point and been like, this is just this creature that, like, you know, they're super extinct. They learn how to like live in the Appalachians and all these different like wooded areas like so well, like almost like they're like, I don't know. I just don't know. And at this point, I'm kind of giving credence to like interdimensional beings that like fall on a time slip. Like, I don't know, man. I don't. It would almost make more sense at this point.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It kind of does make more sense, in a way, because it's like, how do they just escape and appear, and they're always just like right there, and then like, I don't know.
And like, yeah, the
and
Patterson
the smell
Gimlin,
is kind of interesting too,
right,
because
the smell, yeah.
The smell, because then like they're describing dead bodies sometimes, but what if they're describing like sulfur smell? Are Bigfoot demons now? Does everything?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think in the last year or two, things have taken a turn.
Things have taken a turn. I think that's why we're at this spot right now.
Yeah, like the books are kind of open on like I'm not gonna say we're gonna revisit the chum bucket because that shit's there for a reason. But like I'm kind of looking at things in a little different aspect of like dimensions. Like we have a UFO on its way here. Like a mothership's coming with the
what is that
right
thing
now.
called?
Yeah, the Atlas or whatever the hell. But
yeah,
whatever. That's a dude. That's even NASA. They were talking about everything and they had to stop their interview the other day because they were like, "Yeah, this is a mothership, like passing close to us." They're like, "Yeah, this sucks.
Right.
It's got anti-gravity properties that it propels it, moves in different ways." They're like, "Yeah, we can't we can't even explain this as a natural thing anymore." So at this point, it's like, and even with the government with the UAP shit, like, dude, even them, they're like, "Yeah, aliens are real. Like, yeah, all that stuff's real." So at this point,
yeah, I get you.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, what are ghosts? They said, well, anyone that researched this stuff that was involved with the government, they had poltergeist activity happen at their house after they were investigating all this stuff. So what the fuck, dude? Is it all connected? There's nothing connected, or is Bigfoot a ghost? Is Ghost a Bigfoot?
Dude,
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
The ghost of Bigfoot. Imagine if you had to deal with that.
He's just like eating your beef jerky, in the night.
And right, and then you have to deal with the smell.
Yeah, and then he's like he lumbers through the room, like he did in the Patterson Gimlin, and you're like, whoa, okay. Just Bigfoot ghost, guys. Everyone relax. He's going through the walls to the neighbor's place. I don't know, man. I guess that's the thing. I guess that's what I'll say. My book is open now. My book has been reopened and reevaluating things, just because of how much stuff has come out that we know is true, what is a psyop and what isn't. Maybe Bigfoot's a psyop.
Could be.
Maybe it's like Jesse Ventura investigating the humans back in the day. I don't know. It's worth a look, buddy.
It's a Sasquatch in my book, and I like having those in the American lexicon or whatever.
Yes, I like it as terrestrial. I like it as a terrestrial woodland cryptid. I want to keep it there.
Yeah, I like it there. I like it as an animal. But I like that it kind of approaches human intelligence. Sometimes that's what makes it scary to me. It's like, oh, we think it's just this, like, oh, it's an undiscovered ape, and then like sometimes it's like talks to people. It's like, fuck that.
Oh, dude,
I like that because it sits in a scary.
Yeah, but the apex would be like if the same thing happens, it starts talking and it gives you the fucking suck it. What if a Bigfoot gave you the suck it while it was like chirping at you?
Something, or it gives you the complete Epstein list. I would go for that. So do
you think Bigfoot's on it, or he's against it? He's an agent against it.
No, that's why he's so shunned. He sees it all.
Yeah, he's seen it all. He's got the list that like he carved into like a tree. Yeah, and he's got it like tablets. He's like Chris Tucker.
No, he's like, I didn't even carve a list because they're all on it.
Oh, that would be that would be it. And that's why
that would.
That's why they've been trying to catch him for so long, and they got so good.
Yeah, don't believe a fucking thing he says. He's full of it.
Yeah.
And he stinks.
Yeah, and he stinks, yeah. And eats dogs, This is all propaganda. That's what this is.
Yo, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
He eats dead dogs, he talks shit, and he stinks. Don't listen to a fucking thing he says. And it's just a smear campaign against fucking Momo.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, this is Momo. Don't even listen to him.
Yeah, he's not the other Bigfoot.
My name's Steve.
Yes.
Momo?
Yeah, that's like, he's a fucking Momo. Someone higher up in the mob that's with him. He's a fucking Momo. Get rid of him. I gotta watch The Sopranos. But
Yes.
like,
There you go. Well, and if you want to watch something else, check out Small Town Monsters put out a film on Momo a few years ago. And if you want to have a little bit more structured and not so I don't know.
Yeah.
Friday night had a couple of beers kind of mode that we're in right now. Check that out because that kind of lays everything out in a very fun way. I watched it a couple days ago.
Yeah, I watched most of it.
Yeah, for me, I love it. I love anything Sasquatch. I'm here for it, and
Yeah,
so for me, this goes into ODP canon. I love it. I want it to exist, even though he's kind of like the gross version of Bigfoot. But yeah, that's what we got for Momo. I think that's all that's fit to print, unless anything else, Ken has anything else to say?
No, I do like it. I like that we came up that he is an agent for good and that he is shunned. I like that much more. I would love to keep Bigfoot as, like I said, woodland terrestrial cryptids. And, I mean, that's as far as I go. It is ODB canon for me as well. I think this happened, and that weird little movie they made for it is crazy.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Well, guess that's it for this episode of Other Dangerous Podcast. Ken, take us out.
All right, guys. I've been Ken James, and this has been Jason McKittrick. And as always, have a spooky evening. Thank you for listening to Other Dangerous Podcasts. Have you encountered the other dangers? If so, you can email us at otherdangerouspodcast@gmail.com. And if you'd like to have a discussion about the paranormal, you can find us at Other Dangerous Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. There you can find submitted pictures, videos, and artwork from listeners. We are now streaming on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else podcasts are streamed. And after listening, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you the other danger.